Hey guys, today I know it's been a little bit since I've been on the channel, but at the end of the year I had a ton of work to do, a lot of stuff going on in my work life and, just being a father and a husband, the holidays get crazy. But I did want to do a review on something that was sent to me by GhostMaster Gaming. He has an Etsy channel, so the link for that will be in the description below. And if you see anything on this video that you enjoy, go ahead, shoot him a message and tell him that Blader03 sent you, and he'll go ahead and hook that up. So first thing I want to get into is what I like to call MOGIS. So like a reference to Magic the Gathering, right? I told you guys I've played card games. So there's a card, MOGIS God of Slaughter, for Magic the Gathering. And this kind of reminds me of that with a motif of like a Minotaur, right? This thing is solid, right? And I don't have a weight. I brought it to the last Eastside Beyblades tournament. And you'll see a video on that coming up later this week. But I brought it to the tournament and I didn't actually compete with it. I wanted to. I talked to, the Maya, the guy who runs it, and he was like, well, maybe if if the weight is right, if people are cool with you running it, I don't have a problem with that. Sorry, I needed coffee. And then it came in the mail, and I was like, ugh. I ran it a few times against my son, and my son will not play against this one anymore. He says it's unfair and it's cheating. So we don't play with it. So let's go ahead and get into this. So first of all, this is about the height of Leon Crest, right? I think Leon Crest is a little taller, but the difference is this is solid metal, right? Solid metal with a plastic insert for going ahead and locking in blades. Now you can go ahead and see that it's 3D printed, and the actual blade is held to the plastic with little screws. So no rivets here, but it matches up. It's got the 3D printed, you can see a little damage here. It's got a 3D printed mold that goes ahead and it fits all ratchets and bits. So you can take this blade, you can buy just this from GhostMaster Gaming and use any ratchet or bit that you have. But for the sake of this review, I went ahead, I got this blade and I got this ratchet, right? You saw it in the intro. This is 060, right? This is a 3D printed by GhostMaster Gaming. So this is not the one that comes with the new Ghost Blade, right? What is it? Oh gosh, what is it called? The new, what is it? UX Blade, the Ghost, whatever, oh, Ghost Circle. Ghost Circle comes with a 080. This is a 060. So it can switch between left and right. So that is something that GhostMaster has went ahead and done, is he allows it to switch between left and right. Now this one is kind of tight. So I put it on 060. Now another thing, because I went left or right, this blade can go left or right spin, right? So that's kind of an interesting piece, is it's an ambidextrous blade. It can go left or right. So when we have this and it lock it in at a 060, and the one I run it on is not the one I initially ran it on, but he sent a few other bits, and I'm gonna go through all the bits he sent. But I run it on what he calls half ball, half free ball, I guess. So it's got the free spinning piece from the free ball bit from Silverwolf, and it's got like a half ball bit, but then it's just, half point. So this is actually a really great stamina bit for my MOGIS blade. And I like it. He sent me a super low flat. So you can see it's just a 3D printed low flat. It's got a pretty good burst resistance here. I've run this one a few times and it's a good bit, but it's nothing special. he sent me one that I really enjoy. I'm not running it on, I do run it on the MOGIS blade, but with everyone saying that it's unfair, it would be super unfair to run this rubber Xcel that he printed. You see a super high burst resistance. You know, the ratchets are in there, so it's not free spinning, which I think he does have a free spinning one, but it doesn't make sense to have a free spinning bit if you have rubber on the bottom, because in my opinion, you want that thing to lock in and strike super hard. But it's got the red rubber, that's a 3D printed rubber piece. It's much softer than the rest of the 3D filament that he uses. So he's got a rubber Xcel in here. And I enjoy this one. When you put it on this blade, it just destroys everything, and to include stadiums. So this one is a bit destructive. I put it on Sphinx Cowl. It matches the red and black motif. I run it on Sphinx Cowl from time to time when I want to go hyper aggressive, and it is good. It does exactly, you know, we've used the Takara Tomy rubber Xcel out of the Night Mail set, and it's very similar patterns, very similar setup. So great job to GhostMaster Gaming for getting that set up. He may have just found the file. You may hear some crinkling. I'm trying to open up this other pack because this is crinkle, crinkle. This is what's left of a piece that he sent me. So I had MOGIS on this first, and because this is the most interesting bit to me. And my son, you know, who said it's unfair, you know, he didn't want to play against it, all of this. He ran Drawn Buster on Rush and actually did this to the bit. I think I dropped a piece, but this used to be it's a disc bit with Xcel, but it had this little notch that went inside of it. So it was like a bearing Xcel, there we go, like a bearing Xcel disc, right? But the problem that I found is that this bit, unlike the other bits, which are one piece, this was printed in two pieces and then fits together. But if you can see there, let's see if I can find that there. Do you see this small gap? So this piece fit down the center, and there was a tube that went down the middle here. Well, on a super hard strike from Drawn Buster, this, which it didn't even hit the bit. I think that they were just so tight in there that once it hit, oh, here's the other piece. Once it hit, it kind of jolted the inside and snapped that rod, which held the rotating bit, which he was calling his bearing bit. It actually snapped it. This was a super, super interesting part, and I was very excited about it, you know, because of it being a free spinning ratchet bit or a rotating bit, and having the Xcel framework with disc, right? So it seemed very interesting to me, and that's just one thing that I really wanted to do. But ultimately it broke. I don't hold anything against him for those parts. That's one of the things that happens, right? When you're blading and, you know, you want to run hard, you know, it's just one of those things. So all in all, this set, this blade, this is my second custom blade. The other one was sent to me by Chimera Industries. Being honest, I love this blade. I love the metal work here. I love the design. I love the thought that went behind it. This is where we get a little weak, right? You can see there's a little bit of damage here. Like I said, I took it to tournaments. People tried to take it down. My son has tried to take it down. And over time, this soft plastic is starting to kind of stretch a little bit. Taking hard hits, it can absorb a ton, but the weak spot of this blade would be the 3D filament that he's using for the inside. The metalwork is amazing. The design is amazing. And I do love this blade. I do run it. If people are willing to play against it, I will run it. And it's not unbeatable, right? Will it soak up a majority of attacks? Yes, you'll see that in the battles that are coming up. But ultimately, it's not undefeatable. Most of the time, it's going to burst finish if people get in and hit it hard. I know that Maya beat it. He had Whale Wave. I'm not sure what setup he had on Whale Wave, but he was only using Whale Wave not as a strategy piece because he had 2 of them. And he said that if I broke it, he wouldn't be upset because he had 2. My son used Drawn Buster. This thing left some nasty marks on Drawn Buster. And I'll post those photos in the video also. But at the end of the day, when you get a custom blade, that's kind of what you're getting, right? You don't really know what the 3D print is going to look like because we're all doing this as a hobby. We're not in it like Takara Tomy, and that's not our bread and butter. GhostMaster Gaming, they have a great setup going on over there. And they have a lot of bits and ratchets. I would highly recommend the bits and ratchets. This is the only blade he has at the moment that I got. He has done a few other blades that are reprints of like regular BX line. But I really like his customs that he does. So I really like this because it broke the mold and it was something completely different. And it looked a lot like Sphinx Cowl with a better bit beast, right? So if you guys run into me at an event and you want to run against MOGIS, I've got a sticker waiting for you if you can defeat MOGIS. If you take him down, you've earned yourself one of my stickers. And the stickers are available if you send me a message, comment down below, go to the Discord page, reach out to me on Discord, and they're available for purchase at this moment. I'm coming out with new sticker lines. I'm not too sure what I want to do with t-shirts yet. I'm playing around with a few. I've got one printed for myself, and I may be doing a few more for just some friends. But reach out to me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this blade in the comments below. What do you think about custom blades and their spot in gear sports? Obviously not an official Hasbro Takara Tomy tournaments, but you know, if I showed up with this custom blade, how would you feel squaring up against me, you know, in a gear sports tournament, right? Do you think it's extremely unfair that I went out and I outsourced a blade that was not part? Or would you run it, you know, and try to take it down? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Stay tuned for the battles coming up. And hey, I hope that everybody, if you've made it to this point and you watch through the battles, I hope you have an absolutely phenomenal day.